All right, well, this is Carl Dean, the mayor of Nashville, Tennessee, at the barbecue festival. And the best thing about a barbecue festival is the barbecue.
Entry number one, the pork had a good flavor to it. The texture of the meat turned out a little bit drier than what would normally like, but all in all, as I said, the flavor was seemed to be throughout the entry and had a good taste to it.
The second entry was fairly tasty. I think it was a little bit overcooked, a little bit mushy. It had a fairly decent flavor, and I'd probably order it in a restaurant.
Number three was a little dry. It really didn't have a good flavor to it, and the tenderness and everything was real good on it. So.
Number four to me was not appealing at all when I first saw it in the box because of whatever concoction they've tossed it in. But worse, I got a tremendous amount of hot, spicy, which almost ruined my next two selections without cleansing my palate. So they totally missed with that product in my estimation.
I thought number five was pretty well cooked. Would have liked to seen some bark on it. Flavor was pretty good, maybe just a little on the dry side.
Number six had no taste at all to me, but it was very tender and it looked nicely.
Okay, I like number one because of the nice color in the smoke ring. Number two that's not really what you want it to look like, but it had a good flavor once you got in there, and it was kind of juicy because of the thick cut, I guess. Number three I didn't like because it was kind of tough. Number four I liked. I liked the color of it, and the texture was a good texture for brisket. This one had a little bit rough flavor for me. It was a very strong heat and a chemical taste. This last one was kind of tough, like this one up here.
This one here, to me, had no flavor at all. It was tender, and it looked nice in the box, but no flavor. This one, it was tender. It had a very smoky flavor. This one, it was very tough. I don't believe it was done. It just wasn't good. The fourth one, it had an okay flavor, very tender. This one had a good flavor for me. I liked the seasonings, and it was tender. And then this one again was very tough and had no flavor.
Number one was, to me, the best. It had a good flavor and a good texture. Number two tastes good, but it was not quite the texture was not quite as good. Number three was very, very tough and hard. You couldn't pull it apart. Number four had a good flavor and a good texture. Number five was a good flavor but not a good texture. Number six was again hard. Couldn't pull it apart.
Number one was the presentation was poor. There was a lot of fat displayed. There wasn't a lot of care taken in the preparation and cutting the meat. The same with the number two. Very jagged in the presentation. The flavor of both one and two were okay, but the presentation was not very good. Number three, just one of the toughest pieces of brisket ever had that could not bite or pull through it. Four was by far my best of all. It had a very good flavor, very tender, good presentation all around. Number five had, again, the same problem. The presentation was kind of weak because it wasn't cut evenly, and I didn't taste any flavor in the meat. I mean, obviously it has a lot on the outside, but I didn't taste any flavor. And then finally number six, very tough, could not pull it apart, could barely sample it, so very, very tough. Thanks.